History is rarely written in the comfort of a palace. It is written here, in the dust, in the heat. Welcome to the Valley of Elah. It is the dry season in Judea, and the sun beats down like a hammer, scorching the earth between two jagged mountain ridges. Down below, the camp of Israel sits in silence. Look at these tents scattered, worn, flapping weakly in the hot wind. The air smells of rust and old sweat. A single spear stands abandoned in the ground, a symbol of a fight that hasn't even begun. Asterisk, these men are not cowards by nature, but they are broken by circumstance. Look at their faces. You see exhaustion. You see dread. A hand grips a sword hilt, but the knuckles are white not from aggression, but from a terror that has lasted 40 days. Across the valley, the enemy waits. The Philistines, a dark mass of iron and discipline, their armor glinting menacingly in the sun. Asterisk, and where is the king? Saul sits in the shadows of his tent. The crown on his head feels like a burden he can no longer carry. He stares into the dark, anxiety eating him alive. Outside, a massive shadow begins to stretch across the valley floor, swallowing the light. Asterisk, the earth begins to shake. Thud, thud. A foot, encased in massive bronze armor, crushes a dead thorny bush into the dust. He steps out. Goliath, 9 feet of destruction. He is a mountain of muscle and metal, his scale armor shimmering like a demon in the daylight. He stands in the dead zone between the armies, blocking out the sun. Asterisk, listen to him roar. His mouth opens wide, spitting insults, his eyes burning with arrogance. Boy? Choose a man. Come down to me. The soldiers of Israel flinch. They cover their ears.
Who is this
but they
boy?
Cannot shut out the shame.
No armor.
From the back
Does he
of
not
the
know
lines,
what waits for us?
the giant looks impossible.
I defy the armies of Israel
for
this day.
40 days.
Send a man
He
down
has
to
stood
fight me.
alone, holding an entire nation hostage. Asterisk, but help often comes from the most unlikely places. Enter David, 17 years old. He doesn't walk with the heavy step of a soldier. He walks with the bounce of a boy who loves the hills, with ruddy cheeks and bright, innocent eyes. He carries a simple shepherd's bag. He didn't bring a sword. He brought bread and cheese. He is delivering lunch to a war zone, completely unaware that he is about to change history. Asterisk, he enters the camp. The contrast is blinding. He is life. They are death. He looks around, confused by the paralyzing fear he sees in the soldier's eyes. And then he hears it, the shout. David turns his head sharply toward the valley. The smile vanishes. Asterisk, he sees the abomination pacing in the distance. But look closely at David's eyes. Where others saw a monster to be feared, David sees a target to be destroyed. A spark of holy anger ignites. He starts asking questions, gesturing toward the giant. The soldiers whisper back, terrified, sweat dripping from their noses as they point at the beast. Asterisk, but the enemy isn't just out there. Sometimes it is your own brother. Eliab storms in, his face twisted with jealousy. Why are you here? Go back to your sheep. He points a finger at David's chest, trying to make him feel small. But David does something profound. He turns his back. He walks away from the negativity, refusing to let doubt extinguish his faith. His boldness catches attention, and finally, 2 guards escort him to the king. Asterisk inside the royal tent. The air is dim. Saul looks at the boy with skepticism. You are just a child, the king says. He is a warrior from his youth. David stands tall, his hand on his chest, his eyes shining. He tells the king a secret, a story from the wilderness. Asterisk, I was alone with the sheep, David says. A lion came. Flash back to the memory, the dust, the claws, the roar and the silence. I didn't run. I grabbed it by its mane. I struck it. Then came the bear. Under the moonlight, David fought the beasts of the wild to protect the lamb. God prepares his heroes in the dark, so they are ready for the light. Asterisk Saul is stunned. He sees the spark. He calls for his royal armor. They place the heavy bronze helmet on David's head. It slides down over his eyes. The tunic is too long. The mail is too heavy. David stands there, looking ridiculous, buckling under the weight of human expectation. The metal clinks and grinds. It is a prison, not a protection. I cannot walk in these, David says. He strips it off, piece by piece, revealing the simple shepherd's tunic beneath. Asterisk, he picks up his wooden staff. He checks his leather bag. He steps out of the tent, back into the blinding sun. He stops at a dry stream bed and kneels. The water is cool, crystal clear. He reaches in. He doesn't grab a handful of gravel. He selects with purpose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smooth stones. He places them in his pouch. He stands up, takes a deep breath, and looks toward his destiny. Asterisk, David walks into the dead zone, a tiny speck of white against the vast. Brown earth. Goliath stops pacing. He squints, confused. He throws his head back and laughs a cruel, guttural sound that echoes off the canyon walls. Behind him, the Philistine army mocks the boy. To David, the giant looms larger and larger, a mountain of bronze. Asterisk, but as David gets closer, the laughter stops. Goliath sees the staff. He feels insulted. Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks? The veins bulge in his neck as he curses David. But David stops. He stands firm, the wind blowing his hair. He shouts back not an insult, but a verdict. You come with sword and spear, but I come in the name of the Lord of hosts. 2 faces, 2 worlds, 1 collision course. Asterisk, Goliath charges. The ground shakes. Dust rises. He is a freight train of death. And David, he does not retreat. He runs. He sprints toward the battle line, toward the fear. Asterisk, while sprinting, his hand dips into the bag. He grabs a single stone. He plants his feet. He twists his body. The sling spins round and round, faster than the eye can follow. The leather cords sing in the air. Whoosh, whoosh. David's eyes lock onto the target. The world slows down. Focus. Release that asterisk. The stone cuts through the heat haze, invisible to the naked eye. Goliath's eyes widen. It is the realization of death. Crack. The stone strikes right in the center of the forehead. The skin indents. The impact is brutal. Asterisk. The giant's head snaps back. His knees, those pillars of bronze, give way. He sways like a chopped cedar, losing his balance. Gravity takes him. He falls forward, blocking out the sky. Boom! The earth shudders as the giant hits the dust. A cloud of dirt explodes outward. Silence falls over the valley. As David doesn't stop. He runs to the fallen mountain. He climbs onto the giant's back. He has no sword, so he takes Goliath's own blade. He raises it high, the sun glinting off the steel. He finishes the job. He lifts the head of the oppressor. The spell of fear is broken. That asterisk, the roar from Israel is deafening. They charge. The Philistines turn and flee in panic. Dust rising everywhere. Asterisk, but amidst the chaos, David stands alone on a rock. Wind blowing, sling in one hand, sword in the other. He looks up to the sky. The valley is quiet now, but the lesson remains forever. A single smooth stone rests on the ground, reminding us that the battle always belongs to the Lord.